and today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 animated non-Disney movies of all time. So here we go. Number 5 is Ponyo. Okay, so Ponyo is a little bit crazy. It's kind of like The Little Mermaid, but crazy. It's like this 3-year-old and then a 5-year-old. Okay, so the 3-year-old is a mermaid, technically, and she wants to be on land, kind of like the Little Mermaid. She goes on land and meets this like 5-year-old, and they have adventures and love each other and are like brother and sister almost. I like that one because it is very charming. Everything is beautiful and it's just awesome. Number 4 is going to have to be The Secret World of Arrietty. So, The Secret World of Arrietty is based off of a book called The Borrowers by Mary Norton. It's a book about 3 tiny, like, 6-inch people who, like, go around and pick up sugar cubes just for a meal. One day, a little boy finds out that these little people have lived in his home for a very, very long time. I like the movie because it's very creative. Well, the book was very creative. I've read it. And it's beautifully animated, and it's a very adventurous main character that we get, and it's a very good story altogether, and it's wonderfully, wonderfully animated, as I said before. Number 3 is Curious George. So Curious George, if you haven't read that children's book series, I suggest you do because it's adorable. So Curious George is basically the origin of Curious George. I mean, it's not like a superhero origin where he's walking with his family into the alleyway and then they get shot. No, it's not like that. It's basically the original Curious George book, but lengthened. So we start out with Curious George in the jungle. Oh, George is a monkey. Sorry if you guys didn't know that. The man with the yellow hat comes and finds him, and George, being the curious little monkey that he is, follows him back, I think, to New York. Then he just has a bunch of adventures, and the man with the yellow hat, as soon as he finds out, he's like, what? So that's pretty fun. We get to see their friendship grow. I like this movie because it has a lot of good memories for me. When I was little, I would watch it a lot. And I like it because George is kind of like you, the audience. You're like, ooh, what are you gonna do with that, George? And it's wonderful to watch this relationship come together. Number 2, the Lego Movie. Okay, so the Lego Movie and Lego Batman movie, I couldn't decide which one to put in. The Lego Movie is a movie about a Lego named Emmett, who is a construction worker. He is very, very, very normal. And then he finds out he is the chosen one, and he is going to save the world. So he meets some people who are called master builders, who are able to be creative instead of following the directions every single time. And he has them help him because he has no clue what he's doing. So it's very funny. And Batman is in that one, and he's hilarious, if you ask me. Which brings me to Lego Batman movie, which is more funny, I think. Kind of the origin of Robin, but not really. It starts out with Batman going to a party, and there's this little orphan boy, and he wants to be adopted by Bruce Wayne. he finds out that Bruce Wayne is Batman. Then he becomes Robin. Okay, so what I like about these movies is that they are hilarious, as I have been expressing. They are very creative in their own ways. The Lego movie is very creative with the creativity of the Legos. Like, you can not only just do the directions and do everything perfectly, but you can also just do whatever the heck you want. And Lego Batman movie, I am super happy about because they make so many Batman references, and I'm like, I get that one, I get that one, I get that one, and it's awesome. And so, like, the vehicles part, like, you have the Bat Kayak and the Bat Helicopter and the Bat Suit and and it's so funny because you can see every single one. You're just like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. And number 1 is All-Star Superman. It's based on a comic book series. It starts out with Superman saving these astronauts from crashing into the sun, and he gets too much energy from the sun absorbed into him, and he finds out he's dying. He tells Lois his secret. He gives her powers, and a whole bunch of other crazy stuff happens. This is my favorite because it's really, really creative. The writers who made the comics did a great job. I liked the animation. The animation quality was wonderful. I loved every part of it. I loved the action. I loved the drama part of it, which was like, I'm dying, and no, don't die, and it's awesome. And I love that Superman doesn't really put himself in front of the situation. He is like, I know I'm dying, but I still have to save the world, and that's awesome. If Iron Man was in that situation, he would have been like, I'm dying, but the world needs to be saved. I'm gonna get a treatment and be better, and then maybe I'll save the world. If you have any questions or comments, or like, what about this one? Just do it in the comments down below, and I will see you next week.